the Army in 1996, and on August the 26th of that year, he started working in the plate mill at Sparrows Point. He worked in that mill until 1997 when he bid into the cold sheet mill. He worked on the number 3 skin pass mill until it shut down in 2000, 2001. It was there he became involved with the union, serving as a shop steward for 3 years while in the cold mill. When the cold mill shut down, Chris transferred to the new cold mill, where he remained through numerous owners until RG Steel killed the Sparrows Point plant in 2012. During his time in the cold mill, he was grievance committeeman twice and vice president of Local 9477 once. I officially had 16 years and 5 days on August 31st, 2012, when our plant ceased to exist, he said. Chris is currently a full-time student at the University of Baltimore in the jurisprudence program, and he will graduate in December 2012. Please welcome Chris MacLarion.
First, thank you for having me. I'm not a professional writer by any means, nor am I a professional speaker. I will tell you I've only read this once, and hopefully it goes a little better tonight than it did the first time. And by the way, the first time I read it was for Michelle, who's back there on film, and it was quite the debacle. I called it the Ode to Sparrows Point. I wrote it 1 year and 1 week ago today. I wrote it literally 5 minutes before dinner. I wrote it, I put it on Facebook, and when I came home that night, the internet did what the internet does, and it circulated it across the world. So thank you to Elmer for putting in his book, and to Deborah for having me here. No thanks to Deborah for writing the Boom or Bust book, because it came true and we went bust. So. I blame a lot of people. A lot of people. She's low on the list. Ira Rennert's very high, along with a lot of our government, but Debbie does make the list. So. And there's other speakers behind me tonight that make the list for me being here, because, again, I'm not really a speaker. So, Ode to Sparrows Point. Sometimes saying I miss you just isn't enough. You are more than a woman, you are more than a friend, you are more than a companion to the good times and bad. You are a creature of your own, a life of your own, with more passion inside of you than any man or woman could hope to understand. You are colder than any of God's creatures, and you are hotter than the flames of hell, and I'd like nothing more than to feel the heat on your body again. And I'd like nothing more than to feel your heat on my body again, to feel your cold embrace one last time, to smell you on my flesh and to love you, to hate you, with all the passion that I can muster. I want one last chance to curse you, one last chance to sit with you, one last chance to spend the night with you, a weekend with you to tell you how much you meant to me. The years wore upon you, I can see that now in hindsight. I can see the toll that life took on you, on your spirit, your body, your very existence. The years were harder on you than I realized, and you weren't loved like you truly deserved. I'm beyond sorry for the neglect and the abuse, and the agony you must have felt as you slowly died. I won't lie, I hated you as nearly as much as I loved you. The problem is I didn't know that I loved you until it was too late, until you were taken out of my life, stolen from me, given away to another. I didn't realize the passion you created in me. You were loved more than you'll ever know. You provided to me, carried me, and made me the man I am today. You were my family, yet my enemy, the woman that moved me, the woman that inspired me. I didn't mind that you cheated on me. I didn't mind that there were other men, other women, which you loved like me. 100,000 men and women knew your love, your embrace, your unending desire to please and to provide. You had needs beyond which I could fulfill, the same needs that so many others had, the same needs that you fulfilled without having to have your own needs met. You continued to provide while we consumed of you, to give of yourself while we abused you. Sometimes you lashed out. Sometimes I saw your dark side, the angry, vicious side of a woman scorned. I saw how cruel you could be if I let my guard down. I saw you hurt those you loved, and I saw you hurt those that loved you. I knew you were a murderer, yet I trusted you. I trusted you like so many others trusted you. I trusted you with my life despite knowing how many others you'd taken in your bloodthirsty rage. I trusted you. Your needs were as human as my own. You had the need to feed, to breathe, to consume, and to produce. Those same burning desires that we all have as living beings. In the end, it was those same needs that doomed you to death. Your continuous need to consume, to produce, meant you weren't going to be with me much longer, that your time was limited. They didn't tell me how long you had to live. I just woke up and you were gone. A beautiful piece of my life taken from me forever. A beautiful piece of all of our lives taken from us forever. You were more than a woman to me. You were a piece of the fabric of my life, a part of my very existence. I can barely breathe at times knowing you're gone. I still look for you when I drive the long, lonely drive past where we used to spend our days and our nights. I look to the horizon for your light, for your breath against the sunrise, for some sign that you're alive. I pray one day I'll hear you beckoning to me one last time, calling to me, bidding me to come to your side and to spend one last dark night with you. One last night, one last chance to say goodbye. One last chance for us to be together. I know it's not meant to be. The sky will remain clear. The smoke of your soul won't darken the sky any longer. No longer will your silhouette stand tall against the fading of the sun, as if daring the very night sky to darken your flame of life. No longer will the mighty El produce, and no longer will the beasts of the east challenge her rivals on the field of battle, and no longer will troops of steelworkers man the mills and coax liquid metal from your belly. No longer will steelworkers nurse you through the night, through blizzards, through floods, through the brutal summer heat. You were more than a woman, more than a friend, more than a companion. You were also more than a job, more than a way to make a living, and more than a place I went to in order to feed my children. You weren't just a mill or a factory. You were Sparrows Point. I wake up every day and I think of you. I go to sleep and I think of you. I know the anguish, the resentment, the sadness, the despair, the rage, it will fade with time, but not today. Today I just want to hate. I want to hate those that took you from me, from us, and condemned you to die. I want to hate those that didn't stand up from you, that didn't throw their bodies into a frenzied self-sacrifice in order that you might survive. I want to hate that you're gone and that we're still here, and I want to spend one last night consumed by rage. A rage that burns hotter than the furnaces that poured liquid steel into our very lives. So when tomorrow comes, I'll say goodbye for good. I'll mourn and I'll remember. I'll reminisce and I'll tell stories, but I'll say goodbye. Tomorrow I'll let go. And that's all.